What's going on, guys? Arekkz here, welcome back to another Anthem video, and in this one I want to give you guys a few handy tips on where you should ideally be focusing your attention towards the end game if you want to maximize the loot that you earn and also get the best chance at getting some of that rarer loot. So if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions, and also if you guys haven't entered our giveaway, we're currently running one with the guys over at box.co.uk for a chance to win a custom built PC, so if you guys want to get involved in that, be sure to click the link in the description box down below. Now, largely speaking, loot in Anthem is pretty generous. It can basically come from anything. You can kill a random mob in the wild and it will drop loot. You can open chests, it drops loot. You can complete activities, you can complete missions. There's a lot of sources for loot, and that's kind of the idea in this game. I mean, it is ultimately a looter shooter, and loot's what makes the world go round. However, when it comes to getting towards endgame and you approach that level 30 mark, you're obviously going to start pursuing those epics, the Masterworks, and of course the Legendaries. But the way the loot system works is a little different depending on what tier you're diving into. First things first, when it comes to Masterworks, in hard mode, there is a limited pool of Masterworks you can obtain. It's not the entire pool, it is a limited selection of, largely speaking, weapons that you can basically obtain. Think of it as a means to tease you as to some of the stuff you can earn later on in the game. It means when you start to get to the end of the game, you start kind of coming to the top end of hard mode where you would ideally be kind of working your way into Grandmaster, and it starts to feed you a few Masterworks to say, hey, here's some really cool stuff, you want more of this, keep playing. So if you want to get that, of course, you can dive into hard mode, you can run through strongholds, you can run through activities, and you'll start seeing those. But when it comes to wanting to get access to the entire Masterwork and Legendary loot pool, you're obviously going to want to start diving into Grandmasters 1, 2, and 3. Grandmaster is where the entire loot pool is up for grabs, and that's of course where you'll get most of your stuff from. But when it comes to picking your activities, what we've found so far is the best activity for getting a good amount of loot is actually the second stronghold, Temple of the Scar, and the reason for this is because when you play through strongholds, they have chests, and typically when you open a chest, they will yield quite a few items, and as you get higher level, as you get higher gear score, and of course as you approach the higher tier difficulties, Hard and Grandmaster, these will more reliably drop the upper rarity gear. So, you know, when you start through and you're kind of working through low levels, you'll see some of your first rares in here, but then where I'm at now, working through the game, I'm seeing kind of a lot more epics come out of these, and occasionally some Masterworks. Now, typically when you play through a stronghold, there are 2 chests at different encounters, and of course you then have the chance to get loot from all the enemies that you kill. Sometimes they'll drop some rare things, sometimes they'll drop some Masterwork items if you're super lucky, and then you have the boss. And the reason we chose the Temple of the Scar for the best stronghold to farm at the moment is because right now, I'm not entirely sure whether it's a bug, it probably is, but right now, completing the Tyrant Mine stronghold does not give you boss loot. If you complete the stronghold and you get up to the final boss and you go and look in your backpack, you will see the amount of loot you have. If you then defeat the boss and you check your rewards at the end, you will notice you have gained no additional rewards. Basically what that means is right now, the Tyrant Queen does not drop any loot. However, if you defeat the boss in the second stronghold, it does. So, therefore, with regards to overall rewards, you have 2 chests, you have all the potential drops from the enemies throughout the stronghold, and you have boss drops. So in terms of actual rewards, this is probably the most lucrative. There is of course the third stronghold, but that does take a little bit longer to get through, and I don't really want to talk about that just yet because that is kind of spoiler territory, so for those of you that haven't played yet, I don't really want to go there. But, largely speaking, second stronghold is probably the best one to do, and while yes, there are a couple of challenging segments to it, the other cool thing about the second stronghold is that there are a few sections, a few encounters you can actually fly straight through. You don't actually have to fight every single enemy. There's a couple of ones where you can basically bypass half the room to fly through. So if you are trying to more efficiently farm, picking this one and skipping past all the things you don't need to fight means you can more quickly get towards the end, you defeat the boss, and you can get all of your loot. Now, obviously outside of that, you could dive into free play, you can run around opening chests, you can take part in world events, you can do basically anything. As mentioned, Anthem gives you loot from everything that you do. But within our team, the best rewards we've seen up until now have typically come from our stronghold runs. So if you want to start working out where you should be farming, this is probably a good idea. Anyway, that's it for the time being. Just want to give you guys a quick heads up for those of you that are perhaps approaching endgame, kind of working out what you should be doing next, working out where kind of you should be focusing your attentions if you want to get the best stuff. So hopefully that helped. If you have any questions, of course, by all means drop them down below, but otherwise keep it locked for plenty more Anthem content. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to check out some more awesome stuff from us here at Arekkz Gaming, then you should definitely try to catch TwoSixNine and Paradise Central streaming 6 days a week. You can find a link to the multi-stream in the description box down below. They play a wide range of games, and what's more, we also have the end game store. By watching their streams, you earn currency, and you can redeem that currency on the endgame store for really cool prizes. Those can range from things like games, comics, and figures, all the way up to controllers, capture cards, and even consoles. So definitely drop by and become part of the community. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you're subscribed and be sure to click on that little bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss our next upload. You can watch more videos by clicking on the options here, but once again, thanks very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.